I'd like to make an official statement. This official statement consists of the fact that the world must know that on Earth, in the context of Roman and Admiralty law, there was some organized corporate world system. The system is destructive, and it didn't follow the path of creation, the path of legal norms and so on. It was run by certain criminal clans that also served the Illuminati. These are Rothschilds, the Morgans, the Rockefellers, the Baruchs, the Oppenheimers, the Warburgs, and in other words, well-known banker families who controlled this entire system. But they never owned it, they managed it. As they didn't manage it according to the letter of the law, nor according to the con. That's why they managed it in a criminal manner. That is precisely why I am making this statement. And my statement is intended for subjects of law. I'm going to give everyone here an official, clear explanation of what is indebtedness. It's no secret to anyone that this financial structure, this criminal fee structure of the world financial system, which was created on the basis of Jamaica Accords, went in a criminal direction when it didn't fulfill the Jamaica Accords themselves, which is the fault of the International Monetary Fund, because the fund was responsible for all these actions, for the purity of capitalization, and for M1, M2, M3, M4, and so on, because the money can never be M0 and M1. No other money can exist. They just invented various empty units, which they then began to exchange as swap, sell and create money from money. As money, thus, lost its meaning as a currency. Money has lost the meaning of a treasury bill that was originally in it. Neither money nor currency are values. These are a tool for creating values, a tool for measuring values, and the equivalent of exchanging values, but not value itself. You cannot create money from money. They perform some functions of capitalization in the creation of some material, spiritual, or other value, which is used as a tool. Everyone knows that this system is a debt system. Let me explain it again. There are two promissory note rights, on the basis of which money is issued, that is, treasury bills. And there are always two types of promissory notes. One type is fulfilled promissory note, called a bill, and the second type is a bond, which in English is called a note. So a debt promissory note is a bond. This kind of promissory note is not fulfilled. It is fulfilled only by a promise. Therefore, all fiat currencies that have been issued since the Jamaica Accords are bonds. And by inflating these soap bubbles, creating all these debt obligations, such as the fiat currency dollar, fiat obligations, which they conditionally named money, the US Treasury, although obligations cannot be money, but they made such a criminal substitution. They are all debt, and in general, this debt structure of theirs in the global financial system, under the control of the international, as they say, the global industrial financial corporation Earth, which was once headed by, destroyed by the force of light, the cyborg, David B.G. Rothschild, and all his accomplices and criminals. So, this corporation, and that means the entire debt system, such as the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, credit unions, and so on, the entire system owes a one, the owner of the global financial system and all global assets, $27 quadrillion. $27 quadrillion is simply unrealistic. That the world even come up with some way, some mechanism to pay it back. All the subjects of law, which are called states, do not currently owe money to any IMF, any Club of Rome, any Club of Paris, or any other, a la creditors who lend foreign money for interest, narrow this money and establish from their accounts on the state of the Bank of the USSR. They put it under the guarantee of the International Monetary Fund and turned it into a pawn shop. And with the help of this pawn shop, they firmly established this criminal Jewish behavior. With this mechanism, they took away valuable assets from their states. I mean real estate, energy, gas, they were seizing, corruptly installing their own leaders, and thereby depriving nations and states of their sovereignty. And based on the Admiralty law, they were introducing inferior, destructive, corporate law in these countries. So today I am announcing to all leaders of so-called states, corporations, to all leaders of public law entities, any legal entities, all your debts, and it doesn't matter who you owe it to, all these debts flow into M1. The Fed and all other structures, the World Bank, the BIS, the IMF, and all these clubs, the Club of Rome, the Club of Paris, and so on, all these trusts and everything else, they all over the whole system, always M1. It always the sovereign international M1, and M1 itself, white spiritual boy. And therefore, do not be afraid that you have to pay back the debt to the International Monetary Fund. These are just levers of influence on you for manipulation, and I am officially announcing to everyone that all your debts, absolutely all debts, go to the direct, true creditor, and that is Sovereign International M1 and M1, Alexander, President and Chief Executive Officer of White Spiritual Boy, Global Corp Incorporated, so to the Sovereign International M1. Therefore, from today's statement, which will also be published in the media in our country, it can already be understood that the manipulation of the remaining criminal mechanisms and criminals who took the chairs for the purpose of dominating people and who have turned power into dominion, humiliation, and unbearable oppression, and from the states on the basis of the inferior and the legal corporate law in relation to the right of the free choice of the citizens of the sovereign countries. So, from today's statement, it can be understood that as for today, these debts do not exist. M1 will develop a special program for the investigation and recovery of all subjects of public law, which must now, through the path of nationhood, the path of freedom, the path of free choice, move from corporations and remember that they are sovereign citizens of sovereign countries, and these countries are and must be only in the cone of creation, love and friendship. And don't even worry and don't think that you owe some destructive, former, inaccessible and forbidden administrations in the form of these international organizations. I hereby declare that these debts do not exist. All debts are in M1. And the leaders and clans of these destructive organizations that have enslaved territories and nations, countries and children, they will bear their own responsibility to M1, to God's providence, and to the great ruler. I think that these people, who are not humans, but human-like beings, they do not have souls. They are not living beings. They are just objects. But nonetheless, these beings also can understand very clearly what I'm talking about. And believe me, this time is coming. The time has come to answer and pay your debts.